Good evening, viewers. Here is Friday's edition of the Regional News. Starting to tell you that a North Korean man was sentenced to death after students were caught watching the Netflix series Squid Game. North Korea has sentenced to death a man who smuggled and sold copies of the Netflix series Squid Game after authorities caught 7 high school students watching the Korean language global hit show. The smuggler is said to have brought a copy of Squid Game into North Korea back from China and sold USB flash drives containing the series. Sources said the sentence would be carried out by firing squad. A student who bought a flash drive received a life sentence, while 6 others who watched the show have been sentenced to 5 years hard labor. Teachers and school administrators fired and faced banishment to work in remote mines or themselves, the sources said. Copies of the violent drama have arrived in this reclusive country despite the best efforts by authorities to keep out foreign media. They began spreading among people on flash drives and SD cards. Sources in that report said that the show's dystopian world in which marginalized people are pitted against one another in traditional children's game for huge cash prizes and losing players are put to death resonates with North Koreans in risky occupations and insecure positions. The arrest of the 7 students marks the first time the government is applying the newly passed law on eliminating retractionary thought and culture, in a case involving minors, according to the source. The law promulgated last year carries a maximum penalty of death for watching, keeping, and distributing media from capitalist countries, particularly from South Korea and the United States. Here is news from South Africa. South Africa's health minister announced Thursday the discovery of a new coronavirus variant that appears to be spreading rapidly in parts of the country. Initially, it only looked like some cluster outbreaks, but from Thursday's indication emanating from our scientists at the Network of Genomic Surveillance, who said that they were observing a new variant, Minister of Health Joe Fahala said, stressing that it is currently unclear where the variant currently dubbed B11529 first emerged. It has so far been detected in South Africa, Botswana, and a traveler to Hong Kong from South Africa, Fahala added. Officials expressed concern that the mutation could result in immune evasion and enhance transmissibility of the virus, but added it is too early to tell what kind of impact the mutations will have on the vaccine efficacy. More studies also need to be conducted to understand the clinical severity of the variant compared to previous ones, officials said. Finally, in Bermuda. Bermuda's active cases from the coronavirus COVID-19 pandemic have dropped to 21, while there are no patients in hospitals with the virus for the first time in almost 4 months, health officials have said. Officials reported 6 new cases on Thursday night among the latest batch of 4,528 test results that came back since the last update on Monday. 3 of the new cases came in from overseas and 3 were on-island transmissions or listed as under investigation. Active COVID-19 cases reached a peak of 1,612 in September. Health Minister Kim Wilson said booster shots are now available to anyone 18 or older, down from previous age threshold of 50. 70% of the population have now been doubly vaccinated, the government's original goal by the end of May, while just under 17% have received a booster, Wilson said. Bermuda's COVID-19 death toll stands at 106, with 5,730 confirmed cases so far since March of last year. And that concludes this evening's edition of the Regional News. I'm ALANA NADIR. Thank you for joining.